Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Motorsport Manager, the Underdog Challenge. Today we run race number 8 in Season 5, and as you can see, we still have the perfect season going on. 7 wins out of 7 races. With only 5 more to go, it is looking increasingly likely that we could actually run a perfect season. That would be very fun, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Yeah, we have nearly quadruple the points of MRT Valbuena. I'm not sure if we are completely safe. I think we are already. I don't think there is any way that they can still get ahead of us. I think we're guaranteed promotion at this point. Because they can get, what, like 18 points guaranteed. And if we get 0 for the last 5 matches, no, I guess theoretically they could still go above us. But they would need perfect races as well. So basically getting first, second, pole position during qualifying and the fastest lap, and then they could still go ahead of us, I think. But yeah, that's not likely, is it? All right. Car condition, nothing much happened. Let's see. Your driver Avio Tulipano has won the title. Okay, so he is actually guaranteed the driver championship already. That is very early in the season. Any comments for us about the winning driver? Well, we'll just tell him that he did great. He deserves every last drop of champagne. Fastest pit stop was 2 seconds slower. Makes sense. I think we refueled a lot. And we win the Dubai Grand Prix. Yeah. Yeah, okay, this makes sense. I guess mathematically Tulipano already has clinched it. Because I think if Povsky won all the last ones, he could get... What is it? 16 at, no, 14 at most, I think. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It won't happen anyway. Unless we start putting Volsky in the best car, but we are not. And let's continue and see where we end up. Well, hopefully next season we'll also be in the Ardennes for the World Motorsport Championship. We should be. That's going to be 15 races, so quite a lot during the season. I think in this one we only have 12. So yeah, more opportunities to earn more money, I suppose. It becomes very important, actually, to have 5... I mean, obviously, it's always important to have 5-star sponsors, but yeah, when there's more races, it becomes even more important to have that positive cash flow every race. Remove the free choice of tire compounds. Really doesn't matter to us. Again, if that vote comes in, we'll just abstain, keep the free vote for next season, and that'll be that. 23 lap race, that is rather short in beautiful Brazil, Rio de Janeiro. Lap length is semi-average, 35% chance of rain, so let's keep an eye on that. And we are going to run on the Ultra Softs and the Supers. That is 20% and 15%. You want our HQ upgraded. We want to improve the wind tunnel. No. Especially since you're just a backup driver. I don't know why we would ever promise you this type of stuff. We're not even making promises to Tulipano, so... Yeah. Okay, pre-distributed tire compounds. So what this would do is that the compound choices are decided before the race. Yeah, so that you don't really get a choice of what you use. Since we are easy on the tires, we would actually not benefit from this. So we could vote against, but again, it doesn't matter. Because, well, we are not going to be here anymore to either benefit or not benefit from this rule. Because we'll be in the World Motorsport Championship. All right. Yeah, as always, obviously, I didn't do any car upgrades. As you can see, we are still in first for everything that matters, 6th in the other 2 categories. It really just doesn't matter for us to upgrade this car anymore. Let's keep this 35 million that we have already banked. Actually, one of our fixed sponsors is going to open up soon. Hopefully, we can get, what are they called? The one that gives you like 1.2 million per race. Oh, I don't remember. Doesn't matter. But hopefully we get it. As always, we're going to pick Stonewall Bank, try and go for first. I think with 23 laps, we'll still do a 2-stopper, but just pick a bunch of Ultra Softs. This should probably be fine. And yeah, there you go. Top speed crucial, high speed corners crucial, and acceleration useful. Rain during practice, not during qualifying, which is a shame, because that's when we can most benefit from the rain. During the race would also be fine, but we'll see how it goes. Track looking fairly straightforward. I can see why the engine is crucial here and the high speed corners, because, well, you can tell there is a lot of high speed corners, not many low speed corners. And acceleration then also, of course, useful. So our car should be in fine shape, and let's go to beautiful Brazil for round 8. Yeah, looking like a nice little green track with some city in the background. Always fun. Let's have a look. I think this is the PlaySport logo, by the way, that they etched in there, but I'm not entirely sure. Zygon, that's the one I was talking about. I guess they're also sponsoring this track, which is fun. I don't know, by the way, if you can hear my dishwasher in the background. I hope not, but yeah, I turned it on. I should really check on that. I think it's kind of broken. Way too loud, at least, but it is raining a little bit, but not enough, I think, to go to the inters. I think we'll just go for ultra softs. And yeah, 9 to 11 laps for Para. That means we could even do a one stop, I think, for Tulipano and Bohovsky, if we really wanted to, with 23 laps. Problem is, again, as always, we don't have the fuel to do that. Because of the rules, we can only refuel 40% of our tank. Shoot a little bit in the corners, as always. Race trim, 2 laps is fine. Ultra soft. Yeah, for a bit more knowledge, we could be sending them out on inters right now, but it looked like the rain was gonna end halfway into the session. I don't really see the point. Let's just try and practice on our ultra soft. That should be good enough. Race trim. Also, the rain doesn't really go up to a level where you really feel like it's necessary, I think, to be on the inters. Like, probably at the height there, it is definitely more useful, but, well, doesn't matter too much, let's just say. During the race, you obviously will want to be on there, but yeah. You can see we get a lot less knowledge on the ultra softs, but I would still rather have an extra level of ultra softs instead of one extra level of inters when we're most likely not going to use it. 35% is not a lot, so we'll see. Something like this should be fine. You are very poor, very poor. That is unfortunate. 57%. Put it somewhere like in the middle, I guess. Then for this, and for you we'll stick somewhat close. That will know exactly where to go. Bring him in. Yeah, you can tell now it's really giving us almost no knowledge. Maybe inters would have been a little better, but it's alright. We still get our race trim bonus at the very least, so not too bad. We went the wrong way on the handling, but the others are now perfect. Let's try that, and then we have to bring you back right around there. That should be pretty much excellent, excellent, excellent. Let's just send you out for 6 laps. Go out and have fun. You are now great, great, okay. Which is a lot better than we were, but we went the wrong way on speed balance. So I'll put you, let's say, somewhere like there. Maybe one more tick. Yeah, that should be okay. All right. And let's just send you out now also for 6 laps. I'm pretty confident that's going to be somewhere like 95%. So that should be fine. Finally going to dry up a little. Means our ultra softs are also going to gain some knowledge. I guess we just keep them out for as long as possible. I would rather practice with the ultra soft. Well, we could bring them in once just to go to qualifying when we reach tier 3 of the race trim. But we'll still practice on the ultra soft just to get them to tier 3 as well. One more lap and then we're going to bring them in. And that is now. No more rain. Well, tiny bit of rain there on the end. Perfectly fine, of course. Doesn't matter. Yeah, excellent, excellent, excellent. And put you now on the qualifying. Maybe we can get like another 5% or so. Let's do... Where are you? Avio to Lupano. So that is car 2 in Rio de Janeiro. Out you go. Just on the same tires, doesn't matter. Don't want to practice anything else while we can still get the tier 3. You are also going to be in qualifying 3 laps, same tires. Let's save you as well. R1 Rio de Janeiro. And there you go. Alright, now we just run out the practice session. Perfectly fine. I don't think we'll end up using supers, so ultras are perfectly fine here. And it looks like we'll get a moderate 5% bonus for qualifying. Not too bad. Don't mind. In the end, practice could have been better. But yeah, maybe we could have gotten tier 1 or something also on the inters. But with only 35% chance of rain, I don't think we'll end up using that bonus. We might end up using inters anyway, of course. But the bonus, I don't think so. Will probably be better to just stick with the ultra soft. Alright, qualifying trim and ultra soft tires as always. And same for you. And let's take our qualifying. Doesn't look like there'll be rain. We of course had the sunny forecast, so that makes perfect sense. In and out you go. And automatic on. And let's focus this time on our lead driver, Tulipano, on his warm-up lap. And let's see how he will do. Yeah, I think they could have made this whole qualifying minigame a lot more interesting if they really wanted to put more effort in. Obviously, in real qualifying, there's a lot of factors in play, like who is out there right now, are you going to be in traffic? Do you want to give a pull to your teammate? When are you sending them out? Is there any rain? Is there any track grip concerns? And there's a little bit of that in here, but obviously not a lot. I think, for example, traffic doesn't matter too much. If you saw what just happened there, Tulipano, I think because the game doesn't want to punish you for traffic, he kind of just pushed this guy. I don't know who it is, but I imagine they're a slow team. I think maybe that was Clark Smith. Yeah, it was actually. Well, good guess. I just picked it based on the color that the car had, but it was still a 50-50 between Bergman and Clark Smith. Yeah, they are not as good as us, definitely. Their car is way slower than us. But you saw, like, all of a sudden that was a huge little push, and as soon as we went over the finish, all of a sudden that push was gone. And we still got a purple sector for Tulipano. So I think what the game does is they just kind of make sure the AI isn't in your way. So traffic isn't really a concern. I think at least. I haven't looked that up. I don't know. I haven't looked in the game's code or anything like that. It just feels that way to me, having played this game a bunch. But it does kind of mean qualifying is just trivial, you know? Like, you just try and get the little meters up as high as you can, but there's no real strategy involved. Which I think is a shame, because qualifying is such an interesting concept. It's such a min-maxy, like, you know, game of percentages in real life. That could have been very fun, I think. And right now it's just not. All you do is just send them out as often as you can. You can try and do this little mini game. I don't like to, because I don't think it's particularly fun. But yeah, I don't know. Alright, let's see. Tulipano going out. There's a lot more track grip right now. He also is on fresh tires, of course. And he had a good rating. So hopefully he can set a good time here. We'll see after this first sector. That is a green. So at least improving himself. But might not be quick enough to beat Sevilla, who has, well, a marginally faster time than us. But we'll see. In real time, let's see here. That is a purple for Sector 2. That should be very good, at least. That might give us the edge over Sevilla. Of course, they're also going to be running on higher track grip, so we'll have to see if we can still edge them out. But for now, looking very good. And the last sector, also a purple. That is an easy overtake on Sevilla again by a full second. Let's see what we can do. He was already a lot quicker, actually, Sevilla. That's a she. I apologize. She was already a lot quicker than her teammate and the other teams. That is interesting. Let's see if she can improve. We won't know for sure. Our guys are going to come in. And we'll send them out once more just to try one more time with the highest track grip possible. Sevilla, meanwhile, sort of in weird little traffic. Can't really see her. Oh yeah, this is our outlap, of course. That's why we're not seeing her times. So we'll get back to her. But let's focus on our own team first. I think we're gonna cut it tight. Let's immediately send them out again. Once more, we have enough tires left to run the race, of course. Only on Ultra Softs. We only need 2 sets, so that is perfectly fine. 3 sets, actually. That's gonna cut it very close, I think, actually. I'm not sure we're gonna be able to get across the finish line before. But we'll see. Sevilla is actually improving her own time. Not a purple, but that could be very dangerous for us. Let's have a look at her. We're right behind her, actually, here. So let's see. That is a green first. Green second as well, but no purples. That is decent news, I suppose, for us. And let's see how she does here on the last corner. Looking pretty quick. And across the line. Goes above Volhovsky by 0.007. I think we were just across the finish line just before qualifying ended, so that is very good for us. We get one more try with the highest track grip possible and fresh tires. Let's see how we do. That is a green from Tulipano. Good start. White on Volhovsky, so that is less good. Let's see how we do here. Come on, push. Second sector. Also a purple. I think we've already guaranteed first, by the way. This is just for bragging rights. Yeah, see? Again there. You just drift through whoever this is, I think. Probably, yeah, Sevilla. We just shatter through her because the game doesn't want you to be impeded. Which makes sense. I mean, they didn't really implement penalties or anything good like that. Hold on a second, I'm gonna sneeze. Hay fever is still getting at me a little bit. Alright, sorry. Yeah, I always try to mute my microphone in time. I think I managed to. I'll have a look in the recording if I don't blast out some eardrums or anything like that. Yeah, but basically the game didn't really implement anything. I mean, there is penalties, right, for cutting a corner or something, but they seem to happen completely random. And rarely. Obviously, in real races, in real Formula 1, you see penalties a lot more, you see driver fights, you see whatever else. Yeah, all of that isn't, of course, really in the game, which is a shame, but I also understand it's hard to implement and not something you just do easily. I'm also not sure what the budget for this game was. I think they did very well with what they had, at least, whatever that was, but they made a very fun game. We're gonna try once more. I know that this didn't work for us in the last race where Tulipano immediately ran white when I put him to push. Let's just try once more. I don't know. He did seem to have a good start and then he just made a mistake in the first corner, obviously, but maybe he can do better this time. Again, a good start from Tulipano, so very interesting. Let's now put him to attack. I think Volhovsky, what do we do with you? I think we might... Let's see, how many tires do we have? We had 11 for you and 10 for you. I think either way we're not going to make 10. But we don't need to either. I mean, obviously we only have 23 laps. And we don't have that much fuel. So... how about we put you to red, you to orange? I think in terms of temperature, it's okay. Obviously, there is going to be a little bit of rain down. Ooh, that is up. 11 is going to start. It would be very good if we can actually make this work. But that means we're going to have to play rather conservatively, which I don't enjoy, but I think we kind of have to, actually. 10 10 laps for you. 11 for you. Vovsky already down in 9th, by the way. He's doing horribly in that little cluster over there, but I think with a good strategy, we might be able to make it work. Knowing that the rain is gonna start, I think we're just gonna do this, actually, which is crazy, don't get me wrong. Everyone is gonna pretty much overtake us, but... Well, what is the alternative, right? Like, if we go in a lap 12... Theoretically, we could maybe do 2. If we, let's say we do a stop in lap 7 or so, we go once more on the ultra sauce, we really burn fuel like crazy. Then we go on wets around lap 13. And we would have like 11 laps left. We would need to run on blue, but there's no guarantee anyway that the rain is going to last very long. Actually, let's just go crazy then on our tires. Yeah, let's do that instead. My indecision here obviously cost us some spots. Tulipano just got overtaken, and Wojcicki has dropped like a brick this race. Sorry, not you. You go on auto. Yeah, I'm not sure. Use a little bit of our own ERS, get back closer again. This looks like it's gonna rain a decent amount, but well, we've committed now. We're gonna just run as hard as we can, and we'll see then. Actually, swap you around. You have less tire life anyway, so let's be a little bit tougher on Vovsky here. He's gonna need to try and make a comeback. Not sure that's gonna happen, but our car is better than 11th at least, so you should be able to fight, especially considering you have those ultra softs. I guess I did put him back with very little resources for a while there, so. But he is not driving great. Both our drivers have a 4 driver rating, so that doesn't help, of course. But this is okay. Let's go a little quick. Do have to be careful of the heat. This is okay. Since you're pushing more aggressively, I think for you we have to pull back a little. Not too worried about Sevilla here. We're pushing her. It's okay. She kind of got one over on us because she had more ERS and because obviously we pulled back a little. But that's okay. You went a little early there on the tire heat. Let's play a little conservative. That is looking like inters that we could swap to in, let's say, lap 12 and 13. Should be okay. Yeah, it would have been nice if we could make it work to go longer, but with the fuel we had and the tire life, yeah. Plus, there's no guarantee that we can do one more stint at the end there to go all the way till the finish. Looks like the rain is going to go down again rather quickly, so yeah, I'm okay not going too early. Alright. Kind of spacing these fuel gauges a little bit weirdly. I think we're just gonna burn all the fuel we can, actually. And just come in a bit early, I suppose. You'll probably come in, let's say, right about now. And then we'll again run super aggressively for, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need at least 5 laps worth of fuel, but we don't need to overfuel just yet. Let's give him like 7. We'll run on red for quite a while. He still has 80% on his engine, so that is perfectly fine. And yeah, we'll do red for a little bit. Yeah, you can try and overtake. We have that ERS. There you go. Right on the back. And Tulipano will come in on the next one. And we'll gain the benefit of yeah, having both the quick stints. This might actually be a 3-stopper because of that rain. Yeah. sucks, but also not the end of the world. I think we are well equipped to deal with it. Since we gave him 7, let's give you 7 as well. Also a fast pit. And there you go. Let's do something like this. We'll run on red mainly, but I don't want to immediately destroy the heating on the tires, so orange seems fine to me. And yeah, same for you. Get in there. Not sure what the AI is gonna do. They might, especially the people on supers, might pit only when the rain shows up, so they could theoretically switch to inters. We'll see. I think we picked a decent strategy for ourselves, but obviously it's all gonna depend a little on what the AI does too. Maybe they found a better strategy, who knows. There's like 6 laps left without rain, so yeah, I don't think we'll I think we'll just end up switching back to slick, because I don't want to be on inters with a drive track for 6 laps. That's way too much. Yeah, Sevilla is actually gonna go on the inters already. Ooh, the rain is gonna pick up a little again. I didn't see that. That is interesting. Alright, we are gonna destroy our fuel as much as we can. I'm gonna pull back a little on the tires for Bovsky, since anyway he's gonna hit the cap soon. But then it won't matter anymore. Let's see what the rain does there at the end, because if it stays that low, I wouldn't mind running out on slicks, but if it stays around that higher tier, then honestly being on inters wouldn't matter so much. The AI did kind of seem to make it work with the plan that I wanted to do, of holding out for the rain. Not everyone, obviously, and Romeo, Navarro, Clark Smith, they all opted for slicks one more time. Where Sevilla, Berkman, and Floridi went to the inters. Everyone below that point doesn't really worry me. Ooh, that's a lot of rain at the end there. Okay. And that is when the rain is also starting. Well, with the rain basically lasting till the end of the race, I think optimal play here actually is to try and make it work with the fuel tank. Someone just crashed. It's just a yellow flag, no virtual safety car, so that doesn't impact us at all. Yeah, so either way, Volsky needs to pit. That isn't even an option not to. We can give him 10 laps worth of fuel. That means even if we run on blue, I'm not sure we'll make it. Worst comes to worst, we bring him in just to fuel. We won't even change his tires, just add a little bit of fuel and he goes again. But we will put him to blue and we'll see how much we can shave off of that timer. For Tulipano, meanwhile, he should have 11 laps or remaining by the time he comes in, which should be perfectly fine, to be honest. We'll also run him on blue and just run out actually with only the inters. I think that should be fine. I know you want to pit. It's not your time right now, buddy. Sorry. Also, his ERS is at 100%, so just use a fair chunk of that on the long straight here. There you go. As soon as he comes out, Volsky, we need to pull him back to blue. There you go. Right now, immediately. Yeah, the inters I'm not too worried about. They should easily last for the amount of time we need them to last. It's more the fuel here. We are definitely pulling him back on that. Yeah, and we'll see. We are getting a fastest lap right now, which is actually not great for us because we're going to come into the pits. So that isn't going to count those first 2 purple sectors. Same for you. You're going to go in the intermediates. You're going to have 11 laps remaining. We refuel you to 10. And yeah, being on blue should easily last you till the end of the race. Very interesting, actually. The rain kind of faked us out there. Thought it was going to go die down for the last 6 laps or so. Actually just swooped right back in there for a way higher level than before. So that is interesting. Always fun to have a bit of a weird race like that. Ooh, that is a mistake on our front right. Not great. And that's definitely going to cost us some spot. That's a 3.6 second mistake. Not great there. But okay, we come out in 4th. Some people ahead of us still need to pit, so not the end of the world, but definitely not great either, because we are rather far behind Sevilla. Only upside actually is that Sevilla also is definitely going to need to pit still. They came in really early on those inters. So provisionally we are definitely in first, providing that we don't have to pit again. And I'm positive that that is the case for Tulipano. I'm not sure about Vohovsky, whether we can make that work. But Tulipano should be fine. I think you use like 0.9 laps of fuel on average on blue mode. The only thing is that based on your fuel supplier and whatever else, you know, your star rating, you might use even less, I think. So let's see. We're obviously having trouble overtaking despite having inters versus slicks, but that is just because of the blue engine mode. But now, yeah, there you go. Easily overtook them. Some people are gaining on us, and we are actually losing out on Sevilla, so it shows that the blue engine mode there isn't doing us any favors. Let's try and capitalize a little bit on the tires that we have. They can hold out quite a bit longer, so let's hope that that can save us a little bit. When we cross the finish, we'll have a look actually what we can do. Let's use a bit of our own ERS to try and stay ahead of fourth there. Ooh. There you go. Come on, use it all. There you go. Okay. So we have 9 laps remaining. We have 8 laps of fuel remaining, so we're definitely going to need to be on blue mode for a while. But that's okay. That is our strategy that we're choosing. Can be on orange mode for quite a while still, I think, with the tires. That's okay. Not too sweated. Not too worried about that. Yeah, obviously some people are even needing to part repair still, which is very interesting. More than halfway into the season. AI chose a different strategy. I'll commend them on that. I still think if we can make this work, we will be better off. All we need to do is make sure we don't need to pit again, basically. For Tulipano, I'm positive that we can make that work. Because we're gaining about 0.2 laps per lap, I think. Not sure about you, to be honest. Are you gonna make that? If we are making it, it'll be barely, to be honest, but... well, we're gonna try anyway. Let's see. Going back to yellow now, don't want to overheat the tires by too much. Lupano doing quite fine. Obviously, Sevilla is 10 seconds ahead, but it's gonna cost him like, what, another 20 to pit, so that should be fine. I don't think anyone benefits from going to slicks back. That's only like 3 laps or so. Maybe 4. Where slicks will be better, and then again for the last few laps you definitely want to be on inters, so maybe even wets on that very last one. So that should be okay. Temperature is just rushing. Yeah, it's 29 degrees, so that makes sense, but we are gonna have to pull back a little on the tires just to make sure they don't overheat immediately. Slowly gaining actually a bit now on Sevilla, so that is nice. I guess he's also, yeah, conserving his engine a little bit. Alright, we're getting definitely close enough to almost be able to go back to yellow engine mode, which would be nice. But for now, let's just make sure we're on blue and don't cost ourselves any spots. We can use a little bit of our ERS there on the long straight. Alright, 6 laps remaining, 5.7 in terms of fuel. I think we can probably go back to yellow, because we use like 0.95, I think, when we're not on blue mode. 6 laps remaining and you're only at 5 laps of fuel. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work out too well for Vohovsky, but let's see how close we can get. Honestly, at this point I'm pot committed. Yeah, we're sticking with the plan, for better or for worse. If he runs out of fuel very early, obviously I'll go quickly try and grab some fuel in the pit, but since it costs so much time, at some point you also have to make the call, is half a lap of being out of fuel not better than having to go back into the pit just to grab a refuel? So we'll see. Let's do one more on low just to be sure. I'm definitely not too sure about Vohovsky. Ish. He's 5 laps left. He's basically short a full lap of fuel, actually. That's gonna be unfortunate. Yeah, Wolski probably not going to get a podium. Tulipano basically got the perfect sort of timing to do that last stint, but Bohovsky, yeah, he did not. 20-second gap. Well, not actually 5-second gap between Bohovsky and Sevilla, but about 20 seconds with Berkman. We'll see what happens. Maybe he can keep Berkman ahead for a top 3 spot. Maybe. We do have a little bit of excess fuel, so by the time we actually get to the last lap, we should have like half a lap left, I imagine. Meanwhile, you, Tulipano, I think you're going to be fine now. Put you back again to yellow. Should be a blowout for Tulipano, unless he crashes right now or something like that. I'm more worried about Kohovsky. Again, gonna keep the temperature a little lower, just to make sure. Yeah, I don't think anyone went to slicks. That would not have been a good choice. So in the end, we actually managed to keep it to a 2-stop, at least for Tulipano. Yeah, you're now perfect. You can just run out on yellow with 3 laps remaining. You have 2.3. Let's say you can save another 0.3 in total. I don't know. He might get close, honestly, to the finish line. Would be very cool. I don't think he's going to keep Sevilla ahead of him, because Sevilla can actually burn fuel. Whereas we are just coasting on by. But who knows, maybe. We can probably go a little bit back to yellow. No, actually we can't. Those meters were a lot closer than I thought, actually. Alright. Soon, only 2 more laps left. You can actually run out on orange almost, I think. Oh, 1 lap maybe. You... Ooh. 0. Gonna be close. He's definitely not getting ahead of Sevilla, but 4th, he might keep ahead of him. So, even getting a podium still while running out of fuel could be very interesting. I don't think we're gonna... Yeah, we're definitely not gonna try and pit Bohovsky. I don't think that's the right play here. Obviously, fuel being out of fuel costs you a lot of time, but 20 seconds of pit stop time is also a lot. So, alright, so since we can try, let's actually try and go for fastest lap with Tulipano here. Obviously his tires are not going to be great for that. We never got a chance to go back on the slicks and make an effort, but we do have quite a bit of fuel. We have quite a bit of tire life left, so why not try? Let's just start using right now to gain more speed right across the finish. We have a lot of ERS, so maybe we can do something with that. Just gonna let it run out because we actually have someone else to pay attention to. Botvie here has about half a lap left. Start pushing your tires a bit. And start using the ERS soon, I think. Because we have quite a bit of it. I think keeping Sevilla ahead is just not going to be feasible with only 0.1 left in the tank. But we used our ERS. Right now he's going to be very slow. Sevilla definitely going to get ahead of him, I think. Yeah, obviously. Oh, kind of blocked him there. But 4th, yeah, see, 4th couldn't get ahead of us, so I think definitely a good move not to pit there. I would have cost way too much time. I think in the end this costs us something like 6 seconds maybe. Which is okay. Not the end of the world. Oh, actually, you got quite close. Maybe 10 seconds or so, but pitting I think would have cost even more. Being out of fuel is obviously never optimal. But, well, all in all, I think a podium with half a lap of fumes is pretty good. Tulipano here crushed, basically 20 seconds ahead of everyone. He got the better timing of the two, and of course he also drove quite well. Yeah, pretty good. We had to adapt our strategy a little bit because of the rain, and then again because of the rain that came in later, even harder, which is fun. And that also makes for a fun race where you have to basically think a little bit to come up with the optimal strategy mid-race. Which is nice. Yeah. I think if it was us that would have been here, we could have tried going blue with super softs or even ultra softs till lap 12, but I think that would have been very hard. It would have been very hard regardless to make 23 laps work with blue mode for an entire race. Just slows you down by so much. So I genuinely dislike using it normally. Wolfsky actually got the fastest lap bonus. All right. Good for you, Wolfsky. Nice. That is a good amount of points. You still got the same points then as second, so we'll take that. Obviously, we also got the pole position, so that means we get a very big cash bonus once again. Any chance for a follow back? That's funny. Yeah, honestly, good race for us, good result as always, basically this season. Very good financial result as well, I imagine. That should be another almost 3 million, probably. And yeah, our drivers cannot be happier, of course. Another 2 podiums. Yeah, that's almost 3 million. Definitely nothing nothing too bad. Yeah, driver championship already in the bag. Team championship virtually guaranteed, I think. So honestly, very easy season so far. A lot easier than I thought at the start. I thought, oh, we can just challenge at least for the championship, probably get it, but you know, you never know. Instead is a blowout. Very nice, but let's see. Would love to go for the perfect season. Only 4 more races to go so far. I think maybe the one where Tulipano ran wide was a little bit close, but I think Volksky could have gotten the win there. So far, honestly, no races that close. Which makes sense. We have the best car. We have a good driver. We have the best strategy, I think, normally. I think today we showcased that we outthought the AI once more. Really helps to have the forecasting center now as well. But in the end, I picked that up. I always underrated a little, but it does help knowing like a few laps extra of information. So very nice. All right. Yeah, next episode we'll have this some new sponsors to pick from. Hopefully this will be Zygon. I imagine it will. Apart from that, we are going to try and continue our perfect season, go for promotion, earn as much money as we can, and then challenge for the World Motorsport Championship in the last few seasons. This series has been going on for quite a while, and it will for a little while more, but the end is slowly getting in sight. Only one more competition soon to go through. Hopefully we can make it a beautiful ending. For now, I want to just thank you so much for watching as always. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I did. Always fun running the wet races. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.